Breaking news, Mitch McConnell is willing to pass $2,000 stimulus checks. Yes, that's correct. Mitch McConnell has a bill for $2,000 stimulus checks. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that Mitch McConnell would be introducing a bill for $2,000 stimulus checks. Of course, there's a few provisions in there for the Republicans, but they're not that bad. So we're going to get into all the details of that in this video. Don't forget to like this video. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates regarding the $600 stimulus checks that are going out, the $2,000 stimulus checks that are coming in, mortgage and rental assistance, PPP loans, all sorts of different grants that we're going to be walking you guys through in the next upcoming videos. So, oh my God, there is just so much craziness going on. Every single hour or two, there's like a brand new twist to getting you guys new money. I mean, honestly, it's good that we have the $600 checks on the way. In fact, let me show you this in case you didn't see my last video. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says that the $600 stimulus check payments are going to start going out tonight to some people. And I gotta just kind of reiterate this because a lot of people are confused. A lot of people say in the comments, are we getting 600? Are we getting 2,000? Are we getting 0? I thought the $2,000 stimulus checks were blocked. And yeah, I'm going to try to explain this to you guys as simple as possible. The $600 checks are approved. They're literally going out tonight for some people through direct deposits, and they're going to start mailing paper checks tomorrow for individuals. As you can see here, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin says that they will start mailing out paper checks on Wednesday for individuals without government registered bank accounts. So that looks like regular bank accounts. Honestly, this is going to go out in waves. This $600 stimulus check is the first stimulus check. Well, should I say the second stimulus check? Because we're not counting the first one. But basically, this is the $600 stimulus check that's been passed from the $900 billion bill. It's now being called the down payment as they're working on the $2,000 stimulus check, the bill that has already passed the House for $2,000 and is now sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk. And we have breaking new information that he's willing to pass it, but he wants a few concessions. Never in my wildest dreams did I think Mitch McConnell would be introducing a bill for $2,000 stimulus checks. And the reason he's doing this is because honestly, there's enough support to pass this bill in the Senate. We only need 13 Republican senators, and we've had more and more Republican senators literally coming out by the hour, and there is enough votes to pass this in the Senate. And I hate to say this, but I go through the comments, and sometimes you just see the naysayers that, oh, we'll never get nothing again, and we'll never get the 600, we'll never get the 2,000, and it's just like, you guys got to stay positive because honestly, they're sending out checks right now. $600 and the $2,000 bill has already passed the House with an overwhelming majority, literally a 2/3 vote, which is way more than they needed of 51% to pass it in the House. Now, we're literally getting word by the hour. Senator Josh Hawley, Republican senator, has said there's enough Republican senators to pass this bill. So now all we need is Mitch McConnell to introduce it, and Mitch McConnell's like, well, this is because I always have my finger on the pulse. I know what's going on with the Republicans and Democrats because honestly, I'm just doing this every day. I'm reading it. I'm watching their interviews. I'm just engulfed in this. So I don't know if I've been wrong very often. You guys can let me know. But basically, Mitch McConnell sees that this bill is going to pass. Okay, there's enough support for it. Other senators like Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley are saying they're going to block other bills like this veto bill that they're overturning of the NDAA. They're not going to let it be voted on in the Senate until we pass this $2,000 stimulus check bill, or at least vote on it. Okay, so, and if we vote on it, there's enough Republican senators to pass this bill. So this is becoming an actual reality. But Mitch McConnell, and honestly, Nancy Pelosi does the same thing. She did this with the HEROES Act. They see this as an opportunity to throw some extra things in there. So Mitch McConnell has just introduced a bill now tonight, few minutes ago, that basically says $2,000 stimulus checks with a few changes. We're going to go through it here and a few provisions. In fact, let's jump over to the bill right now and we will look at it. Okay, so here's the bill by Mitch McConnell, Mitch McConnell stimulus offer. This is a brand new bill. It's just come out. It's $2,000 with some changes. I've already read through it. I'm going to show you this on the screen, and we're going to go through the different changes here. This bill is 16 pages. That previous bill that we've seen for $2,000 that was passed in the House was 5 pages. So this is 16 pages. It's a little bit more in depth, and there's definitely some changes in there. Okay, so first we're going to concentrate on the main thing here, and basically it says that they're going to go into the $900 billion bill that's already been passed, and they're going to strike every place that it says 600 and 1200. So what this means is they're going to replace the word 600 in that bill. Even though $600 stimulus checks are going out, they're going to basically give you a second batch of checks for 1400 if they pass this. So what they're going to do is they're going to strike 600 and insert 2000. Okay, so the stimulus checks are going to be 2000. They're going to strike 1200 because in the bill it says for couples that couples would get 1200 previously. Now they will get 4000. So that is very similar to, that's actually the same as we seen in the 5-page bill that we went over in the last couple videos that has passed the House. Now let's get to a little bit of the changes here. So again, this is, they're striking the 600, they're making it 2000. You can see there's just a lot of legal jargon in here. So this right here is basically the end of the section for $2,000. It's very short. It's like about a page and a half. Okay, remember the other bill was 5 pages. Okay, so what they have left out, and unfortunately, this is going to be unfortunate for some people. I don't make these bills. I just report them to you. I personally think it's a lot better that we're, dare I say, gonna be getting the $2,000 now instead of 600. But there are gonna be some people that are left out. Basically, what that is the bill that was passed in the House. They changed the words from 600 to 1200 to 2000 and 4000. Okay, we got that. That's the same in this bill. But in the other bill that passed the House already and is waiting to be voted on in the Senate, even though there's enough support, Mitch McConnell's kind of changing it. He has all the power. The Senate Majority Leader has all the power. He can decide what they vote on in the Senate, just like in the past. Bills can just sit on his desk and go to die. They can just never be voted on. Okay, Mitch McConnell has done that before, especially with the first HEROES Act. Okay, so basically, what it looks like is they're increasing the $2,000 stimulus checks for adults, but not for children under 16, which are going to remain at $600, is what it looks like from glancing at this bill from first glance. And also, adult dependents will not be getting a check similar to the $600 check and the $1,200 check. The bill that was passed in the House for $2,000, that would have changed that. And this can be negotiated on. It's not just like Mitch McConnell says this and this is what's instantly going to happen. Although that could happen because they're expected to possibly vote on this bill tomorrow. Okay, so what we have now, which is basically a counter offer from Mitch McConnell, and there's a few more things I got to get to in the bill here, which I'm going to show you here in a second. But basically, Mitch McConnell is kind of countering a little bit, and he's saying, okay, I'm willing to do the $2,000 stimulus checks. We're going to strike that 600, change it to 2000. But at first glance, it looks like the children are going to stay the same at $600 checks, and dependents will be left out again. So this is Mitch McConnell's counter. And honestly, I really feel like the only reason Mitch McConnell is even offering $2,000 is because he knows that this bill can pass. There's enough support for it already to pass. So what they're doing is they're kind of doing the Republican thing. They're kind of trying to spend a little bit less, but they're also kind of throwing these provisions in here. Let me show you. Also, my wife wants me to tell you that she was just looking at the Senate schedule, and it appears that there's possibly two votes going to happen tomorrow. One for Mitch McConnell's vote, and two for the Cash Act, which is the $2,000 bill that passed the House. Now, I find that interesting because I don't think Mitch McConnell would want to let people vote on the Cash Act, the $2,000 one that's $2,000 and $2,000 for children and $2,000 for dependents, if he's trying to pass this other $2,000 bill. Well, we will see tomorrow. But let me show you the rest of the kind of concessions that he wants in his $2,000 bill. So the next two things are kind of what President Donald Trump has been harping on and wanting. And that is the section 2 here is repealing of section 230. This is basically, now this is slightly different than what we first thought, where we thought that he wanted liability protections because that's what was reported in the media. But it's actually repealing of liability protections for companies, media companies such as Twitter, Facebook, even YouTube. So they want to repeal Section 230, and this is mostly because President Donald Trump hates having his tweets censored and that they're being contested. And Trump just hates Twitter, so he thinks that they shouldn't be allowed to do those things because it basically makes them the judge and the jury. So this would repeal Section 230. This is included in Mitch McConnell's $2,000 stimulus check. So this is basically another thing that he wants to throw in there. The other main concession is they want to set up a bipartisan advisory committee to look into the 2020 election. And this will appoint 18 members on this committee, 9 of who are Republican, 9 of who are Democrat, chosen by Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi, to basically investigate the 2020 election that has already passed and basically just to supposedly look for the truth. So I'm not sh I don't really think I'd have any problems with that as long as they don't drag this on. I mean, but this is supposed to go on for 180 days, so I don't know what they're gonna be doing with this bill in May if they find something wrong with it after the fact when Biden's already in office. But and this is not for going forward, it's just for the 2020 past elections. So those are the main consensus that they want in this bill. So basically, we have Mitch McConnell introducing his own version of the $2,000 stimulus package or stimulus check. Never did I think that Mitch McConnell would be introducing a package for a $2,000 stimulus check, but my, how times have changed and how the push to get larger stimulus checks out to the American people has kind of changed the landscape of what is going on right now. Now, remember, this is an absolute massive improvement of what we had 2 or 3 weeks ago when they were introducing a $900 billion bill with no stimulus checks in there, money for states and cities instead of people. And then they changed it to let's take that money from states and city and give it to people. And that's how we got the $600 stimulus check, which was a lot better than $0 stimulus checks. And then a lot of people were saying, well, $600 really isn't that much if you're a 1 person or 2 person family. If you're like a 5 person family and you're getting $3,000, then it's significant, okay? But there's been a lot of push to make those stimulus checks larger, and really that was spearheaded by President Donald Trump in this new push. Now the Democrats, Bernie Sanders and a whole bunch of Democrats have said that in the past, but this brand new push has got to be credited to President Donald Trump. And then it was taken up by Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders to kind of push this. And then it got passed in the House. Okay. So now we're really at a very pivotal moment here of we could have these $2,000 stimulus checks passed tomorrow on the floor by the Senate. They could pass the Cash Act, which is the $2,000 stimulus checks and $2,000 for children and dependents, or they could pass this bill for Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell can put this on the Senate floor tomorrow and see if it passes. Again, he's going to need a little bit of bipartisan support, but we already have that. So the question is, will Democrats be turned off by those couple added things in there, or will they still have enough votes to pass it? Remember, if they get a majority of Republicans to say yes, then they only need a few Democrats and vice versa. Okay, so Mitch McConnell can pass either bill tomorrow in the Senate, and if he passes his new bill in the Senate, then the House has to go and vote on it, which can happen as early as tomorrow night. Tomorrow's going to be an absolutely huge day for $2,000 stimulus checks, and $600 stimulus checks will be hitting some people's bank accounts by tomorrow. Let me know if you get your deposit tomorrow, because some people will start getting them. Some people will take longer if they're in the mail or different batches. They kind of send these checks out in batches. I will be keeping you updated on that. But remember, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon with all notifications on. We have new videos coming out at 10 a.m., 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for the last few days, we have also had a late night video, which is 11 p.m. Eastern Time, which is what this video is, which is only 8 p.m. on the West Coast. You won't get a notification for that, so just join the channel or just jump on YouTube and type in It's Jimmy and kind of look for the newest video at that time slot. And we're probably going to have one tomorrow at that time slot too, because honestly, they're going to be voting on this tomorrow. It couldn't go to the House and the Senate. They're going to be introducing this. It's just going to be absolute crazy news. And it's all good news because the $600 checks are already out, and now they're pushing for $2,000. Now, whether it's going to be $2,000 for adults or $2,000 for children and adult dependents in addition, we'll have to see. But either way, it's an improvement going from $600 to $2,000 for at least the average everyday adult, which is the vast majority of people, going from 600 to 2,000. So that is a huge, massive improvement. And let's keep our fingers crossed for tomorrow. And also share this video so others like you will know what's going on with these stimulus check programs, and I will keep you guys up to date. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.